And then you know what? And then we can give them numbers so it'll be poop on you too, you know?
Right.
Whatever can possibly happen in the game, you know, I have to program the game to be able to do that. As you play the game, when you first start, the computer's very dumb. It'll just stand there, it'll let you beat it up, and then as you fight the second guy, it'll get a little smarter, and then the third guy a little smarter, and it has to be progressive. It has to be something that's, you know, a smooth increase in the difficulty, because if you play the game the first time and the computer kills you, you're not going to want to play it again.
There's comfort in knowing that the other person is doing their job beyond your expectations. The good thing about working with that is you can hand them some artwork, and you can, you know, you'll see it in the game pretty quickly.
Time! You tell me time!
1 second.
Well, we test the games. When it comes close to the time that the game is done, they have us come in and we just play it. We play them all day long and look for bugs.
The difference between Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3 is that they added a run button, and when you use the run button, it makes you aggressive towards your opponent. You're gonna have to keep on using the run over and over and over to attack your opponent.
What we're going to show you now is a few simple combos that'll get you started playing. A lot of characters have a simple combo with kicks, which usually involves three presses of the same button. Like Cyrax has, you press high kick twice and then back and high kick for the final hit. He does 3 hits and knocks the opponent away.
My favorite move would probably be Kano's chokehold. It'll be down towards low punch.
One of my favorite codes is disable blocking. Each player presses block twice when the code things come up on the screen. And it turns off blocking, so you can't be a defensive player. You have to play offensively or you're going to lose, because there's no way you can block anybody's hits.
This is the sound area. This is where they make all the sounds for the games.
You try to imagine the action of playing the game and what the music's going to do to, like, get you revved up. Ed gives me a videotape of just sort of scrolling through the backgrounds. I just look at that and try to get some idea about the kind of mood, the kind of setting that we're trying to represent. Now this one in particular, I was thinking, well, this reminds me of Mortal Kombat 2. It's got that very dark outworld feel that looks like Goro with this green thing in his mouth.
Yes, I do know martial arts. Kung Fu.
I try to get a rhythm going and then fill it out with harmony.
Toasty! Toast, toast, toasty! It evolved from your toast.
That's Ed Boon, pitched down a few semitones.
So, I mean, in the movie, he's Scorpion. You'll see in the credits, Ed Boon voiced the Scorpion.
Feel the power of Shao Kahn.
You know, Shao Kahn was played by Steve Ritchie, who is the king, as we all know him. Pinball designer.
Flawless victory.
Basically, everyone has a set of speech calls for attacking, you know, punching, getting hit, you know, getting hit in the face, getting hit in the body.
We do the arcade version, which is the original one, and then after that, it's one's been out for about a year or so, and then they start converting it into the home platforms, which is, that's where you get the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, the PlayStation, and all that.
Well, the Chicago guys send us the assembly source code, and then we go line by line and convert it into C.
They also drop shipped us all the original artwork that they did, all the finished artwork that went into the game and their file formats, and then it's up to us to rip it out and figure out what file format would be best to use on our PlayStation and convert it down and make it work.
We have one piece of hardware that has a particular size of RAM and a CD-ROM, which is in the machine. And so what you have to do is you have to decide what chunks of sound data have to come off of the CD-ROM into the RAM of the machine and at what points in the game.
The quality on the PSX is better. It's stereo 44:1 sound, just like you'll buy in any music store, CD shop. Right. It's the same stuff.
One of the most amazing things I think we found in the game that we couldn't believe was the fact that Shiva was a stop-motion puppet. When we were originally just looking at the artwork, we were just saying there's no way. I mean, we see like muscles rippling, It looks like her face is changing. It just looked too real.
One of the codes, if you, on the briefcase screen, if you push the third symbol down 1, you'll get a new exclusive PSX code. Don't think we're going to tell you what it is. We'll just
Cool, but find out on your own.
Who's the best? Who's the best? Who's the best?
Man, who's the best, man?
You're the best, man.
No, man, you're the best, man.
Ray's the coolest. Ray disappears and he's like flying. He's gonna teleport.
Let's set that up.
It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion.
Open
Game over.
sesame.